A man, despite being a billionaire CEO, chooses to act poor in front of his wife. After work, he refuses to drive his luxury car and insists on riding an electric scooter with his wife instead. Even though they own a luxurious villa, he prefers to rent a house with his wife. Perhaps the man realizes how hard his wife works, so he instructs his subordinate manager to take good care of his wife and offer her financial assistance whenever possible. However, when the manager arrives at the company, he witnesses a supervisor bullying the girl. Linda claims that the new employee, Emma, is irresponsible and left her work without permission and that she must be taught a lesson. The manager asks the girl her name, and she introduces herself as Emma, explaining that she just briefly left the office but did not neglect her work. The manager suddenly recalls the CEO's instructions. The CEO's wife has recently joined the company and her name is Emma. Meanwhile, Linda continues to scold Emma for leaving her post and says that if Emma doesn't want to work, she should leave immediately. Remembering the CEO's orders to take care of Emma, the manager, now angry, tells Linda that the one who should leave is her. As a supervisor, Linda shouldn't treat a new employee this way. The manager orders Linda to immediately reflect on her behavior or face termination the next day. After reprimanding Linda, the manager immediately apologizes to Emma and asks her to come to his office. Emma, thinking she's about to be reprimanded, is surprised when the manager pulls out a stack of money from his drawer and says, "This is for you as compensation." Emma quickly refuses, explaining that she did leave her post during work hours and admits she made a mistake. She promises it won't happen again. However, knowing that Emma is the CEO's wife, the manager can no longer treat her like an ordinary employee. He insists that her happiness is what matters most, not work, and demands she accepts the compensation. Emma, though confused, thanks the manager and accepts the money. Later, as Emma leaves, she is shocked to find that the compensation is $5,000. She thinks to herself, no wonder, it's the famous John Group. Even a new employee gets this much. Little does she know, her husband is the CEO of John Group. After receiving the money, Emma decides to treat her husband to a nice meal at a high-end restaurant. However, she unexpectedly encounters a woman named Jimmy, who immediately begins mocking her. "People like you, poor and unworthy, don't belong in places like this," she sneers. "My boyfriend is a senior executive at John Group and makes $1 million a year." Emma, however, is unimpressed by Jimmy's shallow attempts to flaunt her wealth. What Jimmy doesn't realize is that Emma's husband is the CEO of John Group, the very boss of her boyfriend.